Maybe a little higher. Bug's gonna do it. Bug's gonna do the show.
Bug.
Hi, welcome to Art Club. My name is Maddie, and I'm an artist and certified art teacher. I created Art Club, a place for people of all ages who want to learn artistic techniques to help express themselves. In this channel, you will find tips and tricks for advanced artists, along with creative projects for kids. Hope you enjoy! Today, I'm going to teach you one of the most important things that an artist can learn how to do, and that is drawing a face. Hey, I'm a middle school art teacher, and one of the things the kids ask me for help with the most is how to draw a realistic looking face. So in this video, I'm going to give you some rules to follow so that your faces will actually look like the people you're trying to draw. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about are facial proportions. Facial proportions are the spatial relationships between the features on the face, like how far is your nose to your eye, or your eye to your nose. Now, when you yourself are drawing a face, I want you to use a reference photo. Don't draw like how I'm about to show you. This is only so you can see how I am measuring so that you can measure as you draw your own way. So what I did here was draw a basic head shape, and I'm drawing lines to cut the face in half vertically and horizontally. Then I'm cutting those halves in half, just making these small lines. I'm also going to cut that first quarter of the face on the bottom in half as well. So right now I'm drawing 5 circles across the center line in the face. I'm just kind of eyeballing the size of these. Just know that there's supposed to be 5 of them there. See, I made that one a little small, so I'm going to make that one a little smaller and then make that one bigger. Drawing these 5 circles across the face is going to tell you exactly where you're going to need to place your eyes. I'm just going to draw these simple eyes as a placeholder and show you how to draw a more detailed eye later in the video. The next feature that we're going to draw is the nose. The bottom of the nose is going to touch the line that's in the center of the bottom half of the face. I'm just drawing a little triangle, almost like a cat nose, extending it up to the center point of the entire face, and then drawing a circle right where those 2 triangles meet. This is kind of showing you how the nose is a 3-dimensional object that sticks out from the face. When drawing the mouth, first thing you're going to do is draw the pupils in the eye and then draw a straight line from those pupils down to the bottom of the face. This is going to tell you how wide your mouth is going to be. The line in the bottom half of the face is where your mouth will go. The mouth actually sits on top of that line. When you touch your face, you'll notice that there is an indent below your mouth and above your chin. That's where this line is. Okay, so the line on the top half of the face is actually for your hairline. And the hairline is kind of shaped like a soft lowercase m, with the dip being in the center of the face. Now, the hairline is where your hair starts growing, so you'll only be able to see it if this person that you're drawing has really short hair or has their hair up. If the person has bangs, the hair is going to start growing at the hairline and cover it, so you won't actually be able to see it. Okay, the ears are really easy. The ears are kind of like half of a heart, but like kind of soft. I mean, it depends on the person. The ears start at the eye line, go up and then around and down, and end at the bottom of the nose. For the neck, you're going to draw lines that are not necessarily halfway between the ear and the chin, but probably a little bit closer to the chin. The next thing I'm doing is just measuring for shoulder length. Your shoulders go out about 2/3 the width of your head, and I just measured that with my pencil. All people are unique, but we all have the same facial proportions. It's actually what makes us look human. The last thing I'm going to show you is eyebrows. Eyebrows usually start at the corner of your eyes and then bend at the outer edge of your iris. The iris is a colored part of your eyes. And there you have it. Here's a scary looking weird face that looks weird because I didn't draw it looking at anyone. So now I'm going to teach you how to draw each of the features of the face. And I'm talking about eyes, nose, and mouth. You're definitely going to need a reference here. So for the eye, you're just going to start with a circle, and that's going to represent your entire eyeball. So I'm drawing the upper and lower eyelid along with that little pink part that's in the inner corner of your eye. That thing is called a caruncle. So when drawing the iris, or the colored part of your eye, try to focus on drawing the white of your eye instead of the actual iris. A lot of people draw their iris a little bit too small, or close the circle when you really can't see the white of your eye all around the iris. The pupil is in the center of the iris. As you can see, I'm kind of adjusting my eyelids so that it looks more like my eye, which I am looking at on my phone. Okay, right now I'm drawing my eyelid. Now I have hooded eyes, which means my brow bone sits pretty low, so a lot of my eyelid is actually covered. This is why you really need a reference, because you want to make sure you're actually drawing what you see. You don't want to get stuck drawing the same eye on every single person, or else all your people are going to look the same. Every eye is unique. Now that I have all my lines down, I'm going to finish my eye by shading it. Every time there's a piece of skin that's overlapping another piece of skin, I'm going to shade that in a little bit darker. My eye is a ball, so it's three-dimensional. So I'm going to try my best to shade it like that, even around the areas where there's skin. Darker on both sides and lighter in the center. When drawing the eyelashes, I'm using short, quick strokes that are curved. I'm also making a clear line on the bottom eyelid to show that opening there. That little opening is your waterline. If you're familiar with makeup, you'll know what that is. Okay, remember when I told you eyebrows usually start at the corner of your eye? Well, not everyone's does, and mine definitely doesn't. I don't really do my eyebrows, so they're a little patchy, and I'm just going to draw them like that. Make sure you're drawing what you see, not what you think you see. And there's my eye. I could obviously work on this for a really, really long time, but that's good for now. On to the nose. For the nose, you're going to want to start with the nostrils. Now, I like to think of that shape as a watermelon seed. However, you're going to need to look at your reference. Everybody's watermelon seed nostrils are shaped differently. Some noses are tilted upwards so that you can see more of the nostrils. The watermelon seed shape would be a little bit thicker. On some noses, you can't even really see the watermelon seed shape, and it's just a line. The most difficult thing about the nose is that most of it is shading. You're only really drawing a hard line on the face when there is skin in front of other skin. And that's in the nostrils and in the tip of the nose. And also my nose ring, which I have to draw because it's in the reference. So I'm treating the tip of the nose like a ball, similar to the eyeball. I'm shading it darker around the edges and leaving the tip to be brighter. Also, in my reference, there's light coming in on the right side of the face, so that side of the nose is lighter than the other side. Just adding a little bit of freckles to finish it off. Alright, let's move on. The last feature I'm going to show you how to draw is the mouth. Like the nose, there aren't many hard lines you're going to draw when drawing a mouth. Remember, you're only drawing hard lines on the face when skin is overlapping other skin. So in the mouth, that's where the two lips are separated, and maybe the corners. Other than that, the rest is shaded. You never want to draw a hard line around the lips because they are, like the nose, three-dimensional shapes that stick out from the face. For some people, you might actually draw a hard line under the lip if the lip is overlapping part of the chin. For my drawing, I'm not doing that because my lips don't overlap any parts of my chin. Now I'm just going to shade in that little space below my lips and above my chin and at the corners of my mouth. This mouth is kind of smiling, so in the corners of the mouth there's going to be a little bit of extra shading, and that's going to make sure that your cheeks look like they're sticking out a little bit because you're smiling. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do for you is put it all together. As you can see, I have my reference. I'm lightly sketching in all the features and carefully measuring so I can get them all at the right spot. As you can see, I'm measuring my mouth so that the corner of my mouth lines up with the center of my pupil. I'm also making sure that my eyes are spaced correctly so that one eye can fit in between both eyes. One of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten about drawing is to treat your drawing like a sculpture. When you get a piece of clay, you slowly mold it into the finished product. It's the same with drawing. Your first line is never going to be the correct line. As I'm drawing, I'm continually adjusting my measurements so that they're always perfect. Try to work on the entire drawing at once. Don't work on your drawing one feature at a time because that's how your measurements get messed up. Remember, you're adjusting. You're not going to draw it perfect the first time. Things are going to move and change. So don't commit to drawing your features before you finish the rest of your face. The entire drawing should develop all together. Now that I have everything mapped out and it looks pretty good, I'm just going to slowly start darkening my pencil so that the value matches my reference photo. I actually went and changed my reference photo to be black and white since I'm working in graphite only. It also might help to up your contrast a little bit on your photos. Sometimes it's hard to see the subtle shadows. So hair could be its own video in and of itself. So I'm just blocking in the darkest part of my hair as a shape. When you're shading, I want you to think of the shadows as shapes. Don't think of them as shadows. No face is the same as another face. That's why even the best artists always need a reference. Watch as I block out my hair into simple shapes that I can shade in. One of the best things you can do to improve at drawing is to watch other people draw. Last but not least, it's important to note that drawing takes time. This portrait probably took me about 30 minutes to complete, and I could have worked on it for another hour or so. But I'm not really that kind of artist. Well, here I am, finishing the details of my hair, and then my camera died. Oops, my bad. So here's the finished product. My proportions are correct. I don't look like a creepy looking alien. Does it look exactly like me? Maybe not, but that's what photos are for. I personally like to see the artist's hand in their work. Don't forget to sign your finished artwork. So if you learned something new from this video and want to show off your new techniques, go ahead and post a picture of your work on Instagram and tag #ArtClubLessons, and I will try to comment on as many as I can. Also, if there are any artists out there that have any more tips on drawing portraits, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know what they are in the comments below. Don't laugh! Lastly, it would mean so much to me if you would support me and my new channel by subscribing to my videos. I have a list of like 100 techniques and projects that I'm so excited to share with you. Oh, I also have an Instagram, and that is @ArtClubLessons. The link will be in the description below. Well, it was nice to meet all of you. Bye! See you next time!